Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, hello everybody, come in, you're very welcome, and I trust you enjoyed my last video on Joan Osborne, her song, What If God Was One of Us? What question would you ask him? So I trust you found that one encouraging. Well, we're going from there to 1952 in Indianapolis. This kid was the sixth of seven children. A couple of tragic things happened in his early years. His brother committed suicide and his dad died after 2 years of being born. This guy was inspired by such guys as Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan, and he had a really love of the blues. This guy got his first guitar at the age of 11, and I'm sure he was learning piano at the same time. And it was around in his teenage years that he was sort of touring the local clubs as a teenager. He moved to Nashville at the age of 18 and started to do songwriting for a label. And interestingly, because he couldn't write music really well, he actually recorded all 250 songs that he wrote. He started his career in a band called White Duck. The guy we're talking about is John Hiatt. Now, John Hiatt is an American world treasure, absolutely. In 1973, he got signed to Epic Records, and Three Dog Night, the band that came out at that point, wrote one of his songs, recorded one of his songs, Sure As I Am Sitting Here. And that song was so successful for Three Dog Night, it got to number 16 in the charts. In 1974, John released Hanging Around in the Observatory. 1975, Overcoats. At this point, John was moving away from his country rock roots to more people such as Elvis Costello and the new wave genre. Overcoats didn't do too well either. In 1979, he got signed to MCA Records, and now out came Slugline and Two Bit Monsters. Both of those albums were very critically acclaimed. It's just that they weren't selling, and so it was becoming a bit of a challenge. But 1982, Across the Borderline was written by John, and this song actually would feature in the movie The Border. And so Bob Dylan actually heard about John and said, hey, you know what, I'd actually like Across the Borderline, so I think I might actually record this one myself. And John said, why not? How amazing that one of my heroes, actually would record one of my songs. So I got a live version of Bob Dylan singing Across the Borderline. In 1982, John Hiatt got signed to Geffen Records. Success was really just a little bit elusive for John at the start. He released All of a Sudden, and he also wrote the song Riding with the King. And this song was actually recorded and was massive for BB King and Eric Clapton in the collaboration. And so we've got the official clip of BB King and Eric Clapton's version of Riding with the King. In 1987, he recorded with Rosanne Cash, and this song got to number 1, The Way We Mend a Broken Heart. This song was pretty huge. It was going back to the country genre a little bit. Here we've got a live version of Rosanne Cash, and yes, John Hiatt is there on stage with her. Live version of that one. But success for John would be just around the corner with the album Bring the Family that came out in 1987. And if John needed a song to catapult him into superstardom, Have a Little Faith in Me would be the song to do that one. We've got a live version of this one below. I think as you watch this clip, just realise that this song is a classic, and it is sung by this person who wrote it. Just get your head around the artistry, the tenderness and power of this song. It's absolutely stunning in many ways, and to actually see this live video of John singing this song is an absolute privilege. John just puts everything into this performance. He really does. You can see the power of his piano playing here too, the way he just lifts his voice and how his voice lifts his piano at the same time. There's some really incredible chord progressions in this particular song. Listen to his voice here. It's absolutely stunning. It's pleading. It's almost begging. But there's also tenderness in here at the same time. And also, hey, look, you know, I've got something to offer you. Why don't you believe in me? And I think this is what the song is all about. It's a little bit like, hey, look, I'm doing everything I possibly can to love you. I really, really am, because I'm yours or yours. I'm all in. I really, really just love you to bits. But sometimes I feel like you want more from me than what I can provide. and I can't do any more than what I'm doing. I think there's something quite poignant about these moments. I remember sitting in a club one night, and I was talking to somebody I knew. In fact, it was a girl, and she was saying, why doesn't any guy come over and talk to me? A really, really good question, that one. And she was sitting and waiting. And one thing I said to her, and I'm more than happy in a relationship, trust me on this one. But one thing I said to her is, well, you know what? The nice ones, the nice guys are too scared to talk to you. We think we're going to muck it up. We don't think we're going to get it right. We don't think we're going to be good enough. But we actually, you know, if you would give us a chance, we would be absolutely loving and adore you. It's funny how shows, social media shows like The Bachelorette and Married at First Sight and all of those have just increased expectations around what that person needs to be. Needs to be, by the way. They've got to be everything, you know. The Meet the Parents scenes, often every breath is analysed. I mean, I wouldn't like to be in that situation where I'm just so closely watched with every contributed little thing that I do. All a nice guy wants to be able to do is he wants to be able to love somebody. He wants to be able to treasure somebody. But there's two sides to this coin, and that is that, you know, for someone who genuinely is genuine in their love, you know, it goes both ways, doesn't it? So therefore, we grow into a bit of a groove and a bit of a way of doing things that is just good for both people. Expectations are lowered a little bit too. Obviously, we always try to be our best for the other person, don't we? You know, we always try to be our best for them, be the best version of ourselves when we can be, because that person deserves nothing less than that. Goes both ways, doesn't it? So, and you know, we don't do this by forcing or by, you know, prescribing. We do it because a relationship just needs it to be that way. And so both people just step up really naturally, organically and easily because they both want the relationship. And it's in many ways the relationship becomes the main thing, doesn't it? You know, what does a relationship mean? Because I'm no longer just one single person, and neither is the other person. I'm in a relationship, a partnership. Something that's absolutely beautiful and stunning. And this concept of have a little faith in me certainly isn't so much of a thing now, but certainly at the start it does feel a little bit like that. But when one person puts in and the other person doesn't, that's where it becomes a bit of a challenge. And one person's trying really, really, really hard and the other person's not. That's where it becomes a challenge. And I think this is where this song comes into play, and there's, hey, you know what? I'm really, really putting in here. Have a little faith in me. Faith is more than just trust, by the way. Trust is, as we know, trust is critical in relationships. But faith is more than that. Faith is like just trust the way that I am. Who I am as a person. Who I am as I interact with the world. Who I am as I love you. This song, I think, steps beautifully into that gap of, hey, I'm doing all I best can. Relax a little bit. Because you know what? I'm doing the best I can. It's really, really nice to be in a relationship where that mutuality is existent and that mutuality is there. You know, where love just flourishes because of that. where love does not have to try hard because it holds, it envelops, it holds us together. Love is patient and kind. And I think maybe in the song Have a Little Faith in Me, there's perhaps not the patience and kindness quite there yet. But as we move towards this thing that we all want to be happy, we all want to be content, and we all want to be in love. So let's lower our expectations of each other a little bit. Let's forget social media. Let's forget the shows, because they're not real. We know that. And all the expectations put on people in those particular shows are just unrealistic. It's not real world. It's not real life. It's not reality television. It's unreal television. But we watch it, don't we? Because we love it. And I suppose it really does push into the boundaries of what human beings are like and what we're capable of and what can happen when the pressure is on. But don't bring that into your relationship, because it doesn't belong there. So Have a Little Faith in Me. It's a beautiful song. Alone in the Dark also came off the album. Now, I don't know if you remember True Lies, that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. He was a spy. She didn't know that. She gets brought to his room. I think he was trying to rekindle something. And that iconic scene where she's doing a bit of a striptease. The song Alone in the Dark is a song behind that one. That was a John Hiatt classic as well. In 1988, out came Slow Turning. I think we can see a bit of a go back to John's roots. This song got to number 8 in the rock trade charts, and the song Come On is like, well, Slow Turning I think is all about, hey, I really want you. It's taken a while to get there. I think Slow Turning is all about that gradual facing up to what's happening. Some people take a while to get there, but that's okay. We all move at different paces, don't we? We've got a live TV version of Come On. Absolutely stunning. Well, Come On, I think, was my comment on the song, but the song is Slow Turning. In 1995, actually, Walk On, another one of his songs, received the Grammy nomination. In 1990, he actually released a thing called Love with Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt is an iconic country performer. We've got a live version of that one below. In 2000, we've got the Crossing Muddy Waters. This is all about the world after a relationship is over and what you have to do to continue through life. So we've got a TV version of that one below. Between 1974 and 2021, he's had 26 releases and 31 singles, estimated to have sold around 75,000 albums. So an American treasure, absolutely, this guy. Very well respected by the industry. In year 2000, he received the Nashville Songwriter of the Year. 2008, American Music Association Lifetime Achievement Award. So John Hiatt has been well and truly adored by America ever since the early 1980s. So the links to those 7 clips are in the description below. It's good to give legends such as John a bit of a go on this channel, absolutely. So it's links to those 7 clips are in the description below. And I've also included my last video from Joan Osborne, so if you want a recap on her, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Life Reflections Through Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, next time we're going to get on to the Jonas Brothers. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.